All right, folks. So OpenClaw just released their latest update, 2.23. So I guess, every day, almost every day we're getting a new update. But I know you guys are probably busy and you want to know what the latest features are. So we made a full presentation for you.
Yep.
In fact, my OpenClaw made the presentation for you. But we're going to highlight some of the features that we really like and want to highlight here for you guys here. So this to update, of course, it's automatic. You can just ask your bot to update. So we'll show you guys that in a sec as well. But what's happening here? Lots of updates this entire month. Even though OpenClaw is now part of OpenAI because the founder joined the OpenAI team, it's still open to everyone and they're still developing it as a foundation. So that's kind of cool. I think the key update you wanted to highlight was this one.
Yeah, the 1 million token context window.
He went straight for the 1 million cost. He didn't go for the cost savings. All right, we said the slide is about model freedom, but he's like, yeah, let's go straight for the 1 million context window.
I'm that guy.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
You're that guy. So this is a beta for Opus and Sonnet. Just a reminder as well that Sonnet 4.6 has just been released as well.
Yep.
So whilst Opus is the best, Sonnet is twice as fast and twice as cheap. So you can play, maybe not, but you probably want, if you really want to go hardcore, yes, you can use the 1 million context window Opus, which I guess will save you a lot of problems because it will remember more things.
Remember more things for the day.
Yeah.
Or at least the immediate conversation with your agent.
Yeah, so I mean,
Kind of sad.
1 million context, you can fit maybe like a quarter of the Harry Potter book in there.
Is that true?
It's a lot. It's a lot. The reason why sometimes your AI feels very dumb as well is sometimes you don't know how much context you're feeding it.
Yeah.
Because it's forgetful because it overloads the context, right? That's kind of why it forgets. But every conversation with it, what it's sending is your entire chat history with it, which is why the 1 million context really matters, because you can send, if you're talking with it every day a lot, then, it can remember the whole thing without restarting midway through. So that's helpful, but expensive. But if you guys are cheap or looking for options, this model freedom is just a game changer. Being able to switch between models, and I would say, this is produced by the guys with a lot of money.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to save money, switching to something like Kimi or Minimax on the fly, it gives you, like, let's say you want to build something fast or you want to make a dashboard, just send it to Minimax. You don't need Opus for it. You want Opus doing,
Deep thinking
or like scheduling. I would still say scheduling. I want Opus to do it because I know that Minimax messed up on a few scheduling things, like the car wash example.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. We'll put a link down below. But Opus was just generally a little bit smarter. Like running my life, planning a restaurant reservation, I'll still use the most expensive one because I don't want them to book like 8 reservations. There we go. So this is one of the major features. And before saying that, if you guys are excited already, I'll show you guys how to do the update right now. So just talk to your AI. Hey, update yourself to latest OpenClaw. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Most of the time, 95% of the time. Remember, when you're using AI, you're playing casino. 95% of the time it'll work. 5% of the time it'll crash, and then you have to fix it. But we have tutorials for that. Okay,
Yes.
Don't worry about it. All right, do you want to go through the rest of the slides? Whilst it's updating, let's go through the rest of the slides here. Oopsies, I can't click. You know what? Should I give you the mouse? Is that better?
No, you.
Okay. All right. What? Okay. There you go. Okay. That's good. All right. Next one, Subagent Orchestration. This is something we're gonna come up with a video very soon where agents can work in parallel.
But that's the thing. I thought it was already.
It was already there.
Yeah.
It was already there. Just kind of highlighting it. Yeah.
Because this is the one I'm using for my research.
Yeah, for parallel research. It spins up a research bot, the research comes back, and then it does it.
Yeah.
So I'm already telling my agent that you are the orchestrator. So this is something that you should also be very explicit about when you're talking to a bot. You're like, you are the orchestrator. You command the sub-agents. I don't want to interact with the sub-agents.
Yeah.
And I think there was a mistake very early on. When we were first introduced to OpenClaw, one of our partners, he was showing me 8 different agents that he was spawning, and he was talking to each one individually. I'm like, dude, why deal with 8 guys when you can deal with one coordinator?
Yeah.
Right? the coordinator can deal with the rest. Don't try to set up your own fantasy company. You don't need to do that. Let the agent handle it. All right. And I think this is only going to get better with time. Video understanding. Oh, this is pretty interesting. You can add moonshot. Yet again, video coming soon. Understanding videos, but expensive. Agents can watch videos.
Now this one is very interesting for me. Can now watch videos. So, can they watch the way we watch it?
No. Oh, they can, but it's expensive, right? Think about it. Even for them to get a transcript, the amount of computational power is expensive. Yeah. So it's just a cost-benefit analysis. It's not going to watch TV. Okay. It's not going to watch the Avengers and write through the next chapter of Avengers just yet. Okay. So
still a bit iffy here, maybe.
Iffy. Security. I mean, just be smart, guys. Use the VPS though. The way we installed it, that's the best way. Don't let it in every aspect of your life yet. Just polish. Just a lot of cleanups. Cron jobs, I think it still wasn't very reliable for you before.
Yeah, even now, still. Even now, I think the root problem for me was there's like too many old cron jobs that I had before, and I think it tried to execute all of them at once, even though they were already like differentiated in different schedules. But I'd say clean up the old cron jobs first. So now it would give me the briefing that I had for the cron job, but it's a bit delayed. So it said it fixed the problem, and I identified the problem too. And now let's see tomorrow if I get my briefing on time. That's what I want.
Exactly. And I think the cron jobs are for your daily kind of like, oh, give me the news in the morning, all right? Wipe my ass in the morning, something like that, right? Or making a presentation in the morning, something like that. So cron jobs are meant to be very reliable, but the other way I would say with cron jobs is make a dashboard. So you can tell your agent, make a dashboard of all the cron jobs that you have, so then it actually knows what's happening and you can actually verify. Don't trust, verify.
But do you have any like tricks to make sure that the website, the local host for the dashboard will load every time? Because that's the biggest problem.
If you're hosting on VPS, then you just type the VPS server in. So if you're hosting on your own MacBook, you won't be able to access it outside because your ports aren't open. So it really depends on where you host it. But we can make a video on that. That's actually that's understanding where you're hosting and then how to access that dashboard is very important, because if you want to view it outside, you want this to be a server and you don't want the server to be open to public. That's not the smart idea.
I see.
All right, so we just finished our update here. So I just said, hey, update yourself to the latest OpenClaw. He says, Stark says, I'm back. I'm up OpenClaw 2.23, successfully updated. But it took a while. I had to, say hi. Again, I had to really tap him on the shoulder and say hi. Are you really there? Are you really there? Okay. So that's kind of the situation on there. Kilo, I don't know. I don't use this as much. I use Anthropic more. So I guess if you want to use Kilo, try. If you guys are interested, tell us and we'll try to make a video for you guys. Apple Watch, do you use it on your Apple Watch? No. I guess you could, but yet again, I'm not ready for my agent to run my life yet. Just yet. So yeah, so the Kilo update, the hardening, the moonshot, the vision. So we should try Kimi Vision. You know what? That's gonna be our next video. And then yeah, seems like the response overall from the public was good. So yet again, yeah, not too bad. Community criticism. Ooh. People always complain about AI slop, but remember, AI improves itself. And I just want to say something as well. It's not just on the OpenAI front, but I noticed that the bot, sometimes when it actually detects it's making shit up now. I don't know what they changed on the Opus front, but sometimes it says, oh, actually, this data might not be reliable. I've never seen it. I've only seen it today. So it might be something on Anthropic's end where it's like detecting it's bullshitting.
Yeah.
And it says, oh, this data might not be reliable. You should really, verify.
That's what I want to see. Your Stark is proactively learning now. Because the fact that it generated the dashboard for you automatically without you asking is a very impressive feature for me.
Because I've been using him a lot. And every time I said, make a dashboard. And then he just does it automatically. It's very proactive. But yeah, there's some comparison. we'll do a comparison video soon. I use OpenClaw a lot, but I also use Claude Code. So if you guys want Claude Code tutorials and you want to make your own mini game or something like that, make a video there. So I think that's around it. We've highlighted what's useful, what's not too much. Of course, you know, our API costs $5 to $30 a month. Like, we are blowing through way more than that when we're using Opus. So we need to show you guys how to save costs. That's our next thing for our company, is to save costs.
Yep.
We want to experiment the most for you guys because we're making content, but at the same time, yeah, saving costs actually does matter. So choosing the cheaper models, etc. It's there. So guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video on the latest OpenClaw update. If you guys want to see more videos, BoxminingAI, join our community too. Leave a comment. We want to see how what sort of content you guys like, and our bot actually reads all the comments now. Oh, this your new video stuff. Your girl.
Oh my god.
Yo, that's exciting. So make sure you check out my OpenAI sending messages to my girlfriend. That's a cool video. Check that out. And with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.